Well, as I always say, Mondays are usually the most boring day starting the week. But, however, I intend to keep your Mondays unboring. So today we're just going to focus on one review, and I apologize to everybody about that, but I'll explain the reasons why that at the end of this episode. So we're going to focus on the latest Stardom show, which is, of course, Starlight Kid's debut 10th anniversary show. So, yes, folks, basically they're celebrating the anniversary of Starlight Kid, who is one of the most popular wrestlers, of course, in Stardom. If you guys are big fans of Starlight Kid and you guys want to hear what happened in this show, then you guys are on the right channel. So I can't wait to review everything from A to Z. We have also not only Stardom talent as well making the presence zones. We even have, of course, talent from New Japan, AEW, and few others. So it's going to be a fun ride. But as always, we'll cap up our episode as usual with some news updates to give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to the Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK. Anywhere in wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-time news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us or click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, enough with the yapping, let's get cracking. So as I said, it's a one review episode today, so let's get started with Stardom. Right, Stardom. Starlight Kid debuted 10th anniversary show, and this is their much recent event that happened. It was in Shinjuku Face, not in places like, of course, Korakuen Hall or any other place. But yes, a pretty good venue, not gonna lie, but it was very helpful from there. Now, of course, many of you guys know this is the debut anniversary show of Starlight Kid. Many of you know her. She's one of the most popular wrestlers in Stardom. So basically, they were celebrating, and this was her show. And of course, she's in the main event featuring herself, teaming up with her big brothers, of course. Well, not biologically, but wrestling, thing, of course. El Desperado and, of course, Dragon Kid. So that's going to be interesting. And they face, of course, the founder and Yoshi legend, Kyuki Anoi, founder of Diana, and with two mystery partners. So can't wait to get through all of that. So, of course, her and the president of Stardom, Taro Okada, were there to greet the fans, asking them to have a good time, and of course, all this and that. And of course, there was a problem with the microphone, but that was straightened out later. Now, our first match, we have this thing where two wrestlers dressed up as Starlight Kid. We have uh, Yuigi, I think that's her name. She calls herself Starlight Yuigi, and then of course we have Shin Starlight Kid, of course portrayed by Shin Sakura Iroda. Of course, there was going to be some interesting moments. Of course, they try to portray a Starlight Kid, try to do the moves that she normally would use. I mean, yeah, it sounds kind of funny the way they put it out, but however, the one thing that everybody forgets sometimes when, of course, something like this happens, they forget, of course, that the real Starlight Kid would show up. But however, out of nowhere, many of you may remember these rookies, Matoi, Hamabe, and of course Ana Kanaya, who both of them had been out due to injury. It seems like they're on the verge of returning, just showed up and asked them to do something in the ring until, of course, the real life Starlight Kid showed up, and she pinned both of them in this match by applying a moonsault. So it was a pretty fun match, but yeah, not gonna lie. Now, our next match, we have an interesting makeshift 6-woman tag team match. Team number 1, we have, of course, 1/3 of the Artist Champions and a member of Hate, consistent of Rina. And then, of course, there's Ram Kaicho. Many of you guys know her. She's a freelancer. She's been well recognized in the Yoshi world. And then, of course, finally, the first ever inaugural AEW Women's World Champion, Riho. Yes, Riho, it was involved in the show. Reason is that she's there is because, as you know, she'll be participating in an event, of course, involving her old mentor, Emi Sakura, with Choco Pro. But that's another conversation. But their opponent is none other than Yuna Mizumori, Emi Hina, and of course, Emi Sakura. Of course, many of you guys know some of the history. Of course, Emi Sakura is the one who trained both Riho and Yuna Mizumori. But it's interesting to see Yuna Mizumori reunited with her old mentor. It's been almost a couple years since she left to go on her own. And that kind of sets it up a great place. And of course, not to mention, we got Rina and Hina, of course, on opposite sides. As you all know, they're a set of 3 sisters. But Rina and Hina, of course, are twin sisters. And that always been the play out game right there for everyone. But of course, there was going to be some interesting moments in this match. However, of course, that the ectoplasma by Ram Kaicho was going to be in play because she tossed that to Yuna Mizumori, and just like that, Riho pinned Yuna Mizumori, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. However, Riho seems like she noticed something was odd. Like, why is there a wild powder there? But of course, what matters is that they won. But however, Emi Sakura, who doesn't like to lose, took it out on Yuna Mizumori, but Hina tried to control her, saying it wasn't her fault. I mean, they went on a dirty tactic, but it is what it is. Now, our next match, we have, of course, what they call the SLK Selection Rumble match. Basically, they had tons of wrestlers involved. Let me pull out the list of those people. That way you guys can get a very clear idea. Okay, so here who was involved. We have Saya Ida, Azusa Inaba, DJ Nira, he's a guy in the match in case anybody asks, Lady Destroy, Hiroyo Matsumoto, Jungle Kiona, which was a surprise to me, Kinko Tamura, I don't know who that is, Momo Nakanishi, who, as you all know, she used to be the tag team partner of Nanane Takahashi, known as Momo something. And then there is Tani Mouse, and then, of course, Tomoka Inaba. So basically, it was all, elimination now. According to, there was no indication I kind of lost track of who was eliminated. But the person who won this match was none other than Saya Ida, which was okay match, I'm not going to lie. But yeah. Now, our next match is a very interesting one. We have a set of tag team that involves Neo in it. We have Neo Genesis consistent of Miyu Amasaki and Mei Sita. They take on Neon Ladies consistent of Yuki Miyazaki and Mima Shimoda. So basically, many of you who may remember Mima Shinoda, basically she's like the big sister for everyone from Dragon Kid, El Desperado, and Starlight Kid, of course. And she was involved in this match. So yes, they both known as Neo Ladies. So basically, it's the battle of the Neos here, in a matter of fact. But I have to say, they took a lot of pleasure, of course, the Neo Ladies, to punish Neo Genesis for not because they're the younger talent, because they want to show them what they are all about. But unfortunately, Mima made a calculated error a miscalculated error when she used a chair that she was intending to use on May, but accidentally hit Yuki Yamasaki, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, May Sita picked up the win. But what's funny in the post match, I don't know what the hell was Miyazaki was thinking. She was trying to grab Amasaki by grabbing her by the boobs. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if she was being a bit of a pervert or whatever, but yes, that's exactly what happened. Now, our next match, we have a three-way tag team match. Team number one, we have, of course, the members of Hate, consistent of Raka and Konami, versus, of course, the ladies from Sendai Girls. And they're both, well, I think you can say world champions, I believe. Mika Iwata and Big Hash, Shihiro Hashimoto. And then finally, of course, the de facto leaders of Cosmic Angels, Sayuri Anu and Natsupoi. So basically, you all know how three-ways can be that predictable when it comes to, who's going to pick up the win. I mean, we know Hate's reputation. They all like to cheat their way through by using weapons, unnecessary tactics to do so. But however, that didn't do any well for either of them, because it was Mika Iwata who picked up the win onto Natsupoi with the driver, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. And of course, it seems now many of you may remember that Mika Iwata had her disdain towards Sayuri Anu. It seems like she's appreciating Natsupoi more. I don't know what that meant, but of course we did see Hate members try to retaliate, but however it backfired when Big Hash and Iwata took matters in their own hands. So that's how things end. Now, our main event, we have team number one, a 6-person tag team match. We have team number one, Shingo Takagi, the Dragon. He teams up with one of the best hardcore legends and deathmatch legends, Jun Kasai. It was an interesting choice by Kyoko Inoue. So basically, it's all three of them. However, they face against Dragon Kid, El Desperado, and Starlight Kid. What's interesting, you got one team with no mask, and you got the other with all mask. I'm like, whoa, this is interesting. And of course, there will be some interesting moments where they tried to take the fight outside to dismantle each other. And of course, there were moments, the moment where we saw that all three, of course, Shingo, Kasai, and of course Inoue, were intending to remove their opponent's mask, but it didn't do any well. But in the end, it was Inoue with the power bomb onto Starlight Kid, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. But of course, when it comes to the post match, you know that people will love to say some things to Starlight Kid. First, it was Shingo, then it was Jun Kasai, then it was Dragon Kid, El Desperado, and then of course Kyuki Inoue, and of course Starlight Kid had some words to say. And I thought it was a pretty good anniversary show, and if I'm being honest, I mean, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So if you guys haven't seen it, I believe you can still see it on their YouTube channel if you haven't seen it yet. So go check it out. But right now, we are done with the reviews. Let's move on with our last and final thing, news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news updates. As always, let's begin with some upcoming events. We have 2 updates from GCW. As you all know, on the On the 20th, on the 28th of March, we have the no of October. We did have, of course, the Shotzi Blackheart's House of Horrors. It features, of course, H.C. Locke. I don't even know who that guy is. So yeah, oh yeah, the event's on the 26th. My bad. But yes, that's what happened. And then of course we have their debut show in Maine at, of course, Massacre in Maine on the 8th of November. The Limitless Championship will be on the line. If you guys are not familiarized with that, there is a promotion based out of in Maine called Limitless Wrestling, I believe. And I have seen many wrestlers be there, like of course like Kevin Blackwood, Daniel Garcia, including of course the root of all evil himself, Charles Mason. But he's in this match, and also a guy named Desmond Cole. I don't know. They never specify who's the champion. I haven't got the chance to look into it, but yes. And then of course we have RevPro making their appearance in live in Lyon on the 26th of October. And if you guys don't know where Lyon is in France. So yes, so RevPro is taking their show all the way over there to their neighbors in France, and they feature, of course, Kyle Moxton and Nino Bryant. So Nino Bryant, I've heard his name a few times, but yes. And then we have, of course, Prestige Wrestling with one of their last few shows of this year, Big Kiss Goodbye, that will happen on the 2nd of November. It was announced that the Pro Wrestling Junkie title will be defended. Charles Mason, who's the champion, will defend it against Cody Chun. And then finally, West Coast Pro with the Winter Wonder Slam taking place on the 19th of October. That's their new show, and it's going to happen at Pacifico, California. Pacifica, California, I believe that's where it is. Now, on to some developments. Many of you may have heard Mercedes Mone is now 12 belts. So basically, she's aiming higher. And the belt that she won is from a promotion called the WPW Women's Championship. And yeah, I don't know much about this belt, but yes, that's the latest one that she won. Interesting, MLW has announced that Arn Anderson will be making an appearance, so he'll be doing a meet and greet. This event will take place on the 20th of November in Charleston. So yes, many of you may know this. His son Brock is currently in MLW, so it's interesting to hear that. Now, Rossy Ogawa gave a little his own opinion about Sareee. Many of you may know this. When Sareee was making appearances in Stardom, people were booing her, and he gave his honest opinion. Why would the fan base just all of a sudden booed her? Let me pull that up for all of you so I read what he said about that. Here it is. And this is what Rossy Ogawa said about Sareee. I think it's possible that many Stardom current fans only watch Stardom. So because you have these passionate fans watching, they don't watch anything else. And I think a lot of people don't watch women's wrestling as a whole. But that promotion, that's why this is possible. The possibility happens because she's an outsider. However, in other promotions, Saree's presence is seen like many places. So they kind of accepted her. You can say that's why in Stardom fans themselves don't welcome her. It's probably not going to work out. Yeah, so I get it. We kind of seen that type of thing before. Like if you're looking at certain situations, for example, Hiromu Takahashi, who is the current GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion, a lot of Noah fans are not too pleased or keen with the idea of Hiromu winning this championship that officially belongs to Noah, and they don't like it. And of course, New Japan fans don't like the idea of him taking a belt from them and bring it here and try to act like he thinks he's the king of the world. I mean, it's the same thing. We've seen that. I mean, yeah, I get the Sareee as an outsider. I mean, she is well respected in other promotions. I mean, this is nothing similar like WWE. I mean, we know that Stardom in the past has often bring outsiders into the promotion, to participate in various events. I mean, we have seen women from Sendai Girls participate in, of course, in the 5-Star Grand Prix this year, I believe, and a few others. Yeah, but and of course, not to mention Providence. Risa Serra and Suzuki participated in that. But yeah, so that's the idea. But Depends how the fans act. But if Rossy Ogawa was right, then he understands they don't like outsiders, but they have no one else to blame. But that's how it is. So I think that's pretty much what we have for our news updates. So let's just call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, we may have NXT, and I haven't decided there's any other reviews I may want to do until then. But we'll see. If I do, I may want to finish off with the Mighty Gold events because we're getting closer and closer to the upcoming big show, the Grand Destiny, and I feel I want to finish off and catch up with all of those. So we'll see how things will progress from here. But I also want to apologize to people. Thing is, the reason I kept this episode into a one episode review only is because I had some errands to do, and I'm sorry for uploading the last episode that featured, of course, Mighty Gold. It was an accident because the truth is, the video was already been, the entire episode was already been recorded, but I was already editing it, and I didn't get the chance to upload it as soon as possible because I had to go across the border to do some errands with my mother. But anyway, I was able to upload it, but later than late than never. But it's done, and I couldn't do any other thing else because once I got back, there were some other things I had to take care of are from my mother's side, but that's taken care of. But I decided just to stick with this one. I didn't want to put too much pressure on me on any matter. But I'm still in this funk at the moment because I may make this episode a possible one episode. I'm not sure due to the fact that the following day I'm going to be heading to my regular day job. It's been since July I worked, but anyway, we'll see how things will roll. If I just keep it that way, then we'll see. But like I said, I want to catch up with Mighty Gold as soon as possible, and we'll go from there. But until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye, and have a nice day. Bang.